Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC North isn't just about the Packers, Vikings, or Bears anymore. No, the Detroit Lions are making serious waves, and recent rumors are adding fuel to that fire. We're talking about a move that could shake up the entire division, a move that could push the Lions even further into Super Bowl contention. And it's not just conjecture. This is grounded in some serious football insights, performance data, and strategic thinking. Imagine the Lions, with their already talented roster led by Goff, and a rising defense anchored by Aiden Hutchinson, making a splash in the NFL this season. The team has been building for this moment. They've got a solid offensive core, a great coaching staff, and a defense that's evolving. But to truly contend at the highest level, sometimes you need that extra piece, that veteran presence who can elevate everyone around him. And that's where the buzz about Cameron Jordan comes in. So, let's dive into what makes this potential trade so intriguing. Cameron Jordan, at 37 years old, is still one of the most productive pass rushers in the league. It's incredible when you think about it. Most players his age are long retired or just hanging on, but Jordan continues to be a disruptive force on the edge. In Week 1 of the 2025 season, he faced the Arizona Cardinals and proved once again why he's still relevant. He recorded 2 pass deflections, which is no small feat for a defensive end, especially against a team trying to establish its passing game. Plus, he added a sack and pressured the quarterback multiple times. Now, sacks are flashy, they get the highlight reels, but those deflections, they're just as impactful. When a defensive end can swat passes at the line of scrimmage in critical moments, they're disrupting the timing and rhythm of the offense. Jordan's ability to read plays quickly, diagnose what's coming, and use his 6'4" frame to affect passing lanes. These are skills that don't fade with age. They're the mark of a player with football IQ and physical tools that are still very much intact. That's what makes him an ideal candidate for a team like Detroit, a team looking to push for Super Bowl glory. And it's not just about what he's done in the past. Jordan's recent performances show that he's still got plenty left in the tank. His game against Arizona wasn't a fluke. He's been consistent throughout his career, and his ability to impact the game, even when he doesn't get the sack, is what separates him from many other defensive ends. He reads offensive lines, senses screen plays, and uses his awareness to disrupt the offensive flow before the quarterback even gets a chance to throw. That kind of disruption can be game-changing, especially in tight playoff games where every play counts. Now, let's talk about what this would mean for the Lions' defense. Sure, they've made huge strides over the last few seasons. Aiden Hutchinson has emerged as a genuine star, and the team's overall defensive scheme has improved. But outside of Hutchinson, the pass rush has been somewhat inconsistent. Josh Paschal and James Houston show promise, but they're still young and developing. They haven't yet proven they can consistently win one-on-one matchups against the best defensive tackles. That's where a veteran like Cameron Jordan would come in, providing immediate impact, leadership, and mentorship for the younger players. Think about it. Adding a player with 117. 5 career sacks, 8 Pro Bowl selections, and over a decade of elite experience could be just what the Lions need. This isn't just about rushing the passer, it's about elevating the entire defense. Jordan's relentless motor, leadership qualities, and ability to command attention from offensive lines could open up more opportunities for Hutchinson and the interior rushers. Imagine a third-and-long situation, with Hutchinson coming from one side and Jordan from the other. That's pressure that makes quarterbacks sweat, and in the NFL today, pressure is everything. It can turn the tide of games, especially in the playoffs when every sack, every disruption can be the difference between a deep run and an early exit. Now, some might raise concerns about Jordan's age. He just turned 36 this summer. Is he a risky trade target? Well, when you analyze his recent play and physical condition, it's clear that the film doesn't lie. Despite being in the later stages of his career, Jordan remains one of the most technically sound and physically imposing defensive ends in the league. Over the years, he's adapted his game, relying more on technique, leverage, and football intelligence rather than raw athleticism. His conditioning has been exceptional. He's missed only a handful of games throughout his entire career and continues to play high snap counts. His off-season minor surgery didn't seem to slow him down either. His Week 1 performance indicates he's back in top form. Financially, this move could make sense for the Lions. Jordan restructured his contract with New Orleans this offseason, making it more cap-friendly. The Saints are in a bit of a semi-rebuild, with a crowded defensive line, and might be open to moving him if they believe they're better off acquiring draft capital for him now. The Lions, on the other hand, wouldn't need to mortgage their future. Perhaps a mid-round pick or a player swap could seal the deal, especially if the Saints are willing to absorb some of the cap hit. It's a win-win scenario if executed correctly. From a locker room perspective, Jordan would be an incredible addition. Coach Dan Campbell has built a culture centered on toughness, grit, and accountability. Jordan embodies all of those qualities. His leadership and professionalism could galvanize the Lions' defense, inspiring the young players to reach new heights. Think about the impact of a veteran who's been in the league for over a decade, who's faced every kind of offensive scheme and quarterback, now guiding the next generation in Detroit. That kind of mentorship is invaluable, especially during the playoff push. So, what's the bottom line here? Even though Jordan isn't in his prime anymore, his recent performances and his ability to impact the game are undeniable. His Week 1 showing against Arizona, with 2 pass deflections and a sack, is proof that he still has plenty of football left in him. For a Lions team that's on the cusp of something special, adding a proven veteran like Jordan could be the move that elevates them from good contenders to legitimate Super Bowl favorites. It's about building depth, experience, and a relentless attitude on that defensive front. The potential fit is perfect, and the strategic benefits are clear. A mid-round pick, some cap relief, and a player of Jordan's caliber, those are the kind of assets that could make this happen. And if it does, Detroit's defense, already on the rise, could become one of the most feared units in the NFL. Imagine the pressure they could generate with Hutchinson, Jordan, and the interior rushers all firing on all cylinders. That kind of pass rush could dominate games, especially in January and February when the stakes are highest. And let's not forget the intangibles: leadership, professionalism, a relentless work ethic. Cameron Jordan would bring all of that to the Lions' locker room, setting an example for the younger players and raising the entire team's standards. His work ethic and discipline mirror what Dan Campbell has cultivated in Detroit. It's a perfect fit in many ways, and it could be the missing piece that pushes the Lions over the finish line this season. Now I want to hear from you, Detroit Lions fans. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Jordan can still be that disruptive force the Lions need? Would a trade for him make sense for the team's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions' future. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest news about the Detroit Lions. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, keep that Lions pride alive.